Coming up.
Jason said something earlier that really rings true to our vision. We don't want to be the biggest, we want to be the best. They looked right across the table and there's like, what do you mean? Will it not accept a bid? No, it'll accept a bid. Well, can you push the button and bid on stuff? Like, yeah, we just don't know like the way it looks. I don't care what it looks like. I want to do business with y'all.
Yeah.
That's who I want to do business. We have a relationship with you guys. We wanted, if it'll accept a bid and you can show a video on it, what are you worried about? And I'm sitting here and I've been trying to tell this guy this for the last 300 miles. I'm going to stand on God and I'm going to stand on God first. So when I talk to my team a lot and with Jason and myself, and we have a kingdom foundation that it's all founded on a godly vision and a God-fearing purpose. We had a lot of naysayers when we started doing this. We had a lot of people that said we wouldn't be successful. And when we still have a long ways to go, and for those out there, well, here we come.
That's right around the corner on the LiveAg Ranch and Livestock Marketing We Live It podcast. But first, a reminder. If it's time to sell your cattle, consign your cattle with LiveAg. Our summer auction schedule is on your screen and available at live-ag.com. Consign your cattle now and take advantage of LiveAg's generations of experience in livestock marketing. Now here's your hosts, deCordova and Casey Mabry.
Welcome back to the We Live It podcast. Today we're excited to have deCordova once again. And finally, we've gotten Jason Barber dragged onto here. Today we're excited to talk about what's been going on with LiveAg. This thing's been going on here for a while, and we're pretty excited to hear what you guys have gotten going on. So Jason, can you kind of give us an intro on yourself and how the business has been going?
Sure. Just about myself, I grew up at Channing, Texas on a registered Hereford ranch that's been in my family since 1904. So definitely grew up in the industry. As far as how the business is going, it's great. I think so far this year, we're already surpassed 140,000 head of commercial cattle marketed. We've done close to 100 purebred sales since we started the business, and we just launched an equipment division here within the last couple of months. But this market makes it a little bit easier, but it's been great. It continues to expand. We continue to just get phone call after phone call and people that want to know more about LiveAg and want to do business with us. Yeah,
it's pretty exciting to see the growth you guys gone. And obviously there was some demand there and a need obviously there. So how'd you recognize that need?
Well, we didn't want to reinvent the wheel on everything. Clearly a video auction's been around for a while. It's a great way to market cattle, eliminates some liability and some other issues, and being able to sell cattle on contract for immediate and future delivery and then transport them direct from the ranch has a lot of benefits to it. But when Ty and I were approached to come do this, we didn't want to do just the exact same as everybody else. Wanted to be more versatile. That's where you're going to see the sale barns come into play with us, then the equipment division. But really, it's an opportunity with great leadership and great resources to continue to serve agriculture.
Yeah, it looks like you guys are probably doing something a little bit different for sure. And obviously that's probably, that way you're not getting back into the same competitive, revolving, wheelhouse that everybody else is in and trying to just steal customers. It's actually grown quite a bit. No, it's been pretty exciting to watch you guys. And it's been pretty impressive to watch just the growth there. You probably had a little bit of anxiety when you first got this going. So kind of go through some of those things whenever the stages, over the last year or so, how those emotions have been.
It's been good. I think anytime you've been somewhere for a long time, trying to step off and do something new and provide the leadership and the correct leadership, makes you definitely second guess, hey, am I going to go off? Are we going to be successful? One thing that gave me a lot of comfort is a good friend Ty came with me. We've been aligned with the same vision since the start. We both grew up in the industry. We've had a long track record of relationships within the industry. And people ask me a lot, how did y'all get so big so fast, almost overnight? How are you getting these headcount numbers? And to me, it's pretty simple. We've been in the industry for a long time, but we had good relationships with people that are in the industry. And if you look at our staff, we have an incredible set of employees, and they're not people that just graduated out of college. They're people that we've worked with alongside in other ventures and everything else, and they've got real world experience in this. And to me, just the team has set us up for success from almost day one.
Yeah. I mean, just to kind of like take it personally back, when I left Cargill, I'd been there for 12 to 15 years. It was extremely comfortable. And then whenever we started working with Blue Reef, it got, there was, the same type of deal. You wanted to, you had a little bit of anxiety around if it was gonna work and all that stuff. But, I keep saying you run with a little bit of paranoia to make sure that you continue to service your customers well. But I imagine you had that. But you know what? You got Ty over there, and I imagine, Jason, you're a pretty serious guy for the most part, and you got old Ty over there that could probably relax things a little bit for you and kind of find some comfort.
Yeah, here I am throwing my phone off the set. That's probably what brought that to you.
Yeah.
So just to give a code to this guy that's behind me over here, 071182. And so he can do some stuff.
Is that your ATM pin number?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but no, I was getting something I need to comment back to you real quick. But yeah, back to the how the dynamic works. It's pretty neat to be able to work with Jason's a really intelligent guy, and he understands the bigger picture and the broader picture. And sometimes I can get in the weeds a little bit and we work totally different, but we work good together. Put it that way. We found out early on that we would work really good together because we both held up each other's faults. So I have some strong suits and then I have some weaknesses. He's the same way. Well, they balance out really good together. So that's what makes the great team of up where we're at. And then we hired a crew underneath us that is second to none, that take their job serious and really want to lead. And it's a young and determined and stout team of people that we got underneath us that make us look really good. So we're super fortunate about that. And I told the whole crew yesterday, we had a roundtable meeting with everybody that's internal on the foundation of the company. And that's what I told them. I said, if y'all don't bring, whether it's problems, solutions, or ideas back to Jason and myself and Mike, and if y'all don't have the confidence, I guess it is, to say to come to us, bring us those visions, bring us those ideas, we can't ever get better.
Yeah.
That's how we grow as leaders is if our team comes to us and tells us, I don't like you doing this. Okay, well, tell me why. Give me strategy. Give me reasons. And then we can grow.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but that's what we've built in a team that aren't yes people, that are people that can stand on their own 2 feet, and they will be. And there's some of them that still are kind of hesitant because I guess they think I'm going to eat them or something.
Yeah, they want to make sure that they want to make sure that they don't let you down.
Right.
You ever seen Ty when he gets angry?
I'm a lot better. But no, we got a great team, and
Like the Incredible Hulk.
A little bit.
no, it's not that bad. Not that bad.
Obviously, starting out, you had to get people to trust you to switch or do something different than what they had been doing before because they'd already been selling cattle before, whether they'd been doing it private treaty, going to a sale barn, or going into some other auction, right? So,
yeah, it's how can you do it better? And to me, and this has kind of been Ty and my mantra since we started, we don't necessarily want to be the biggest out there. We want to be the best.
Yeah. And to kind of give a backstory on what we're talking about, people doing business with people. When we first got this thing started, me and Jason made a trip up to Kansas and met with a guy, and then on our way back through, we stopped at Express. They wanted to meet with us and sit down with us. We're sitting down there thinking, okay, well, maybe next year we'll have their business, because at the time we were not ready. We sit down at the table with the leadership of Express, and we'll get them on one day to kind of tell the story too, so they won't mind me telling it. And we're sitting around the round table and we're talking about the deal, and we're like, me and Jason were pushing back, like, okay, well, maybe we can.
We're not ready
maybe
yet.
we can do the October deal, or maybe we can do well, they had one coming up on September.
The one we did, I think, was October 7th.
Okay, October. They had one coming up on October 7th, and we're like, maybe we can do the later one or the next one or whatever. And they looked right across the table and they was like, what do you mean? Well, did not accept a bid? No, I don't accept a bid. Well, can you push the button and bid on stuff? I'm like, yeah, we just don't know like the way it looks. I don't care what it looks like. I want to do business with y'all.
Yeah.
That's who I want to do business. We have a relationship with you guys. If it'll accept a bid and you can show a video on it, what are you worried about? And I'm sitting here, and I've been trying to tell this guy this for the last 300 miles, and he's very particular on how, and that's great. That's one of his strengths and my weaknesses. I don't. Well, if it'll function, what's the
let's
matter?
go.
Let's go.
Let's
we
go.
got stuff
Yeah.
to do. Well, he wants it to be pretty, and that's great. I love it. But and they look across, and boy, and I start laughing. And I looked across there and I said, I'm so glad y'all just said that. And at the time, we weren't ready. I was not expecting that because I was kind of nervous as hell, to be honest with you, about doing it. But that just kick-started. That put a fire underneath both of us to make sure something was ready. And it was all based on a relationship.
It did. And I mean, you and I, we left that meeting like, whew, man, I hope we can pull this off. And, you know, we're probably on top of our developers pretty hard for a few weeks. But I'll tell you another funny story about that. A couple of weeks later, Express has their Hereford female sale in the fall, and I was up there buying cattle for Barber Ranch. I go up there every October for that. And Miles Shout comes up to me and sits down. He goes, you know what? He goes, I'll give it to you. He goes, because I was back there directing bulls in and everything for the sale. And he goes, I looked at it on my phone at least 40 times. He goes, there ain't never been a company in the history of online bidding that it worked the first time out of the gate. And he goes, I just knew y'all were going to have issues. I knew it was going to have problems. And he goes, it was perfect the entire time. So
yeah, and a couple weeks after that, we kind of had our issues. But
yeah, it ain't been perfect the whole time.
That first one, I mean, it went through like it was that. I mean, at that point in time, we were blessed. God was watching over us. That's all we can say is it was pretty neat how it all worked out.
Well, I think the biggest thing in any venture that you roll out to, whether that's taking a new job or you go into a new career, you go into a new field, you go to do a new business venture, is that's what a lot of people, they get to this idea where they're like, hey, I can do this and I think it'll be successful. And then lots of people talk themselves out of it before they do it because of the anxiety and the fear that they're going to fail. Yeah. And I think that what's cool about you guys, I've known you for a while, a long time. And what's cool is I know you're different personality types. I've got the same dynamics in our business, but you guys, you're going to be both probably having a very similar vision to where you want to push and you want to succeed and all that stuff. But I think if y'all are both the same, it wouldn't flow, right? So if y'all were both the same, the wheels would be off the bus tie. If it was just you and somebody like me, right? Like you and I are probably similar in that respect. Let's go, and then hopefully it all gets together. Yeah. Jason's going to keep things buttoned up, and then he's going to be somebody that pushes you along the way, right? Yeah. Let's try something new. Let's do something exciting. Yeah, absolutely.
It is, and
it's going to be okay.
I'll tell you what. When the people approached me to come do this, I approached Ty. They're hoping to sell 50,000 head by year 3. And I said, I can't do that. And I mean, I can recognize that that's not my strong suit. The commercial industry is ties. And so that's why I went to Ty. And obviously we've been real close and had a great relationship for a long time, but I know he's strong in that. And that's an area that I'm not as strong. So, you know, to get him on board has really helped us. And, you know, it's the dynamics we have with each other. We know where we're strong. We know where we need help. And for the most part, I think we make a really good team. And so far, the results have definitely been following.
The way I look at it, the mission, the mission is to have a successful company. But in order to have the successful company, you got to have a foundation. And here, 4, 5, 6 years ago, I've kind of turned my way of thinking around and the way I do business and the way I think about things, and I've formed it on a kingdom foundation. So me and Jason, when we decided to do it, the first thing we did when we decided to transition and make them, or think about making the move, we both agreed, okay, we're going to pray about it and we're going to really seek and make sure that this is the right thing for not only us, but for what God sees for us to do. So, and all we do, and I tell our team this all the time, and I don't care if it's the politically correct thing to do or the HR, however all that works, and HR and all that stuff, that don't bother me none. I don't care. I'm going to stand on God, and I'm going to stand on God first. So when I talk to my team a lot, and with Jason and myself, and we have a kingdom foundation that it's all founded on a godly vision and a God-fearing purpose. So I wake up in the morning and say, okay, what can I do to better myself in the kingdom realm, and how can we glorify God in all we do? So that's a big part of this. He's given us abilities. He's given us both talents to do things. So if we remember that, and we remember that we have those God-given talents, he's given us a platform to go out and to share what we're good at. So we will have a successful business, but as we're doing that, let's share what he's done for us and how he's got us here. So not only do we need the business to be successful, but in order to do that, we got to share God's word and tell people where he's brought us from and what he's done for us. So that's kind of my vision and my mission. And Jason, kind of share a little bit about yours. And
Yeah, well, I think, we always want to surround ourselves with good, God-fearing people. Mm-hmm. We know that our faith is very strong in everything. And, just a testament to everything that's happened. I mean, there's been so many doors that have opened for us when we didn't think they're about to open.
And we're not that intelligent. I'm just to be honest with you, we're too dumb to do it on our own.
Yeah.
Really. I mean, truly, when you really look at what has happened, we're not that smart. I mean, we're good at what we do, but the only reason we're good at what we do is because God's given us this
faith.
Yeah. And our faith and our steadfast and our worth ethic, but it's all given to us from somebody, and it's not us. It's not our flesh. It's not our nature. It's all spiritual. So.
Let's get into some details a little bit on how these sales function. We'll talk about we haven't talked much about the purebred side on these deals. So let's say I'm a cow-calf or I'm a purebred guy and I want to sell some bulls. How's that work? I mean, how do we get a hold of you guys? How's it? Give me start to finish how all that stuff goes through.
So you just go to our website, live-ag.com, get on there. There's the purebred sales team. Margot Peltz heads that up for us. Blake Tucker's also very instrumental in sales, but get our contact information. We'd love to do business with every seed-stock producer in America right now. Get a rate card out there. Someone will come visit you. Then on sale day, come out there, set up a camera. Our platform shows both the pre-recorded videos, which almost every rancher does right now. In addition to live stream, people sign up and bid on it. But, that part of the industry has grown so much. When I first started in the industry, it was almost, they didn't want you there for online bidding at the sales site because everyone's like, you're just giving somebody a reason to stay home and not come sit in the seats. And my vision for it all the time was, we're not here to give someone an excuse to stay home. We're here to provide new business and touch people you haven't done before. And I mean, really after COVID, so much of it shifted, and there's just such a higher percentage of every purebred sale that's sold online. It's just across the board. It's incredible. But that mentality's changed. It's not just, hey, giving people a reason to stay home and bid. It's okay, creating new business, touching new customers, and just the marketing, the advertising that goes with it. One thing that is unique about LiveAg is we can do custom marketing packages. We use social media. We do paid Google ads. We do a lot of stuff. And, getting ready for this podcast this morning, I was trying to go back through some of our website analytics, and we've got over 110,000 users in the last year. But even that Express Ranches March bull sale, I mean, they had 68,000 views on our website. Upstream Branch, we did probably our first social media push that we did ourselves, had like 44,000 views on that. But just the marketing that comes with the broadcast beyond just, what you turn in on sale day. Because it's always been a tough concept too, because in the past people wanted to judge you and say, okay, this worked because we sold 25 bulls online, or it didn't work because we couldn't. Well, there's so much social media and marketing that comes included with the broadcast now. I mean, people can get on there and see that the sales on LiveAg, still go there in the stands and buy stuff. And I had a funny story. One of my real good friends, Dustin Layton, had a big commercial female sale that his dad was a big part of in Oklahoma. And afterwards, they didn't think that we'd sold enough online for him, and they didn't really like that. Well, they go talk to this guy, and he bought, 80, 90 red heifers that day. Said, well, how'd you get that? He saw it from the advertising that the online company did.
No doubt in my mind. I can totally see that. The interesting thing in the day and age that we live in, no different than like TikTok or Facebook or whatever social media platform that you're probably, everybody's on most of them. Even Snapchat's got all the different stuff at the top there. The generations have evolved. The marketing has evolved. My kids, Ty and I've talked about this a lot. I'll give you an example on show pigs. I saw my daughter walks up to me one day and saw an Instagram reel of a show pig, and it was a no-name breeder in Colorado. So you think that Colorado's not necessarily a big state where they raise those things. And I'm like, she shows it to me, thing looks really good. And I'm like, man, I'm going to steal this thing, right? Get something bought right, be able to, finally buy one that's got some value to it for not a whole lot of money. And it was on an online platform, and I started to bid on that thing, and pigs bring $1,500, $500, $750. That's kind of what I was thinking. This pig brings $9,000, And when I talked to the breeder, I didn't buy it, obviously. But then when I talked to the breeder, I'm like, man, I didn't really realize you guys were going to get that much traffic. He said when his kid put that on there, on that social media platform, it gave him a lot more exposure. And then lots of people started doing that. So it's incredible. And in our industry, for the most part, the people that are, marketing those, the comment you made about they didn't want people staying at home, I could see that because they're like, they want the excitement, they want the emotional side of it there, but they're giving up the potential to have thousands of people. I mean, you could flip through and see these videos after bull sales have gone for months and months and years, right? To where they just continue to populate through, Facebook Reels or anything like that. But I think that the exposure, the megaphone, if you will, is impressive and very, very strong to get exposure back into your business.
Yeah, and then we can tie it right back. The purebred, we can tie the purebred section right back with our commercial section. When we produce the purebred sales, we broadcast them, we sell bulls on them. Then when we come back and sell the calf crops, there's a lot of advertisement that goes in there too. I mean, we can promote them bulls. I mean, we can promote the sellers of them bulls through the calves, and we can get performance data. And you got there's certain bull customers out there that'll buy the bulls back. I mean, buy the calves back.
Oh, yeah.
There's just different things like that where it all blends together and all ties together, and it's just pretty unique, pretty cool.
Yeah, let's say you're a bull, you're a guy selling bulls, and you're going to sell 50 bulls. I'm just going to throw that number out there, and those bulls are going to go cover a considerable amount of cows, and hopefully they're across the whole country. And then you're a cattle feeder at the same time, and then you want to do that. It's impossible for you to make every one of those, to go to those guys' places and do that. So, I mean, it gives you so much more exposure to have the ability to sell your bulls to somebody. And then whenever you're the guy that bought the bulls, selling your calves back, to give that much exposure back. And because, I mean, it's a predictability thing, right?
Mm-hmm. It is. And, we're going to encourage people that do business with us to also do business with other people that do business with us. We love to see these bull sales that we broadcast, have some of our reps, some of our consignors go out there and buy bulls from these places. And for the most part, I mean, if you looked at the sales we've done, they've been a lot of the lead operations in the U.S. We know that going and buying these bulls, that's going to give more performance, more efficiency to those calves. And I mean, really the end product, better meat to the consumer. So definitely a focus of ours is to tie it full circle. They're both really important to us. Obviously, me growing up on a registered Hereford operation that's still in my family, I mean, the purebred division is definitely, close to my heart for sure.
Yeah, and you go back to thinking about your ancestors that would have started trying to sell bulls way back in the day. I mean, the probably the best marketing thing they would have done was tacking the sale catalog, or the sale deal above a urinal at a sale barn or something. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's the old school deal. And then how we've morphed into where somebody is now sitting there looking at their phone and they can see something pop up pretty quickly. But I think it's absolutely impressive. And it gives, I mean, look, it took you guys a couple generations probably to get to where everybody understood how good the genetics were and how good the cattle were. And then it became word of mouth. I mean, you guys could probably help if somebody wanted to, and there's lots of people that enter the cattle market or enter the purebred cattle, seed stock cattle business, to where you could take them to the forefront pretty quickly.
Quick analytic deal on purebred sales, and you was talking about the views and how much the participation. I get tangled up on my words, I'm from Groesbeck, so. But we did a sale in Oregon, I think. Thomas's.
Yeah, Thomas saying it's Rob Thomas.
Rob Thomas sale in Oregon.
I know Rob.
A couple months ago, maybe last fall. I can't remember what it was, but December maybe. I don't remember. 76% of the bulls sold were sold on the platform.
Yeah. But you think about it, okay? You're busy.
That might have been a little high on the number, but it was an obscene
You're busy.
amount.
You got other businesses you're running. You got, you're wanting to get up there and go cover cows with, some of the most elite bulls in the country, or you like those bulls. For you to get up there, it's hard. It's a trip, right? So you guys, I mean, you just cover so much more ground and allow more people to get on there. And you know what? You might get a few people that want to buy something spontaneously.
Maybe we got to have our fact checker over there fact check that real quick.
Yeah.
49. I knew I was close.
He doubled it. He doubled it. Okay.
Hey, look,
Hey,
that's my
79 does
job.
sound
I'm
better,
supposed
so-
to
See,
be
again, this
better,
goes back to-
But then you're gonna. I'm
This
trying to
goes
be
back.
up
No,
here,
this
bring
goes
me down
back
here,
to
man.
you winging it. You're good. Let's roll. And then Mr. Perfect.
I mean, he's got to be all get it right.
Yeah,
man.
Mr. Perfect
He
here.
studied for 30 minutes this morning.
No,
trying
we
to
had a
come up
meeting
here.
all
I
morning
mean,
before we got here, so
Why
that
you
definitely didn't happen.
usually try to extinguish his flame?
But it is funny on these CSOC sales because you're selling such a high percentage of them online. I mean, it's important that you've got somebody good that's there on sale day that can set it up, that can run it correctly, that's in sync with the auctioneer, and that it runs right that day.
we got a outstanding team of partners, purebred partners that was exactly what he just described. They are second to none, the best in the business out there, and that's why it's been so successful so fast. And we're steadily growing it. I mean, we're getting new purebred partners every month. So
Yeah, and you got to probably make sure that you have people that understand the business and understand the cattle, because in the other part, when they're sitting there going through the sale beforehand, they're text messaging their buddies or saying this, you need to check in on this bull, because I mean, in today's world, honestly, there's so many different metrics and there's so many different things that you can find value in animals on, that understanding and having the ability to see that versus just being there straight up and bidding live, as far as that goes.
I'll just say, as a CSOC producer, when you've got 2 or 3 paydays a year, mainly production sales, it's got to be right and it's got to work on sale day. And as a CSOC producer, I can tell you what it's like being asset rich and cash poor most of your life.
Yeah.
And having a strong relationship with a good banker is a big part of it. But it's got to be right on sale day.
Yeah, Tyler, we've had some bankers on here before because we feel like it's like how good, how important that
we
is.
were really trying to keep them in our pocket so we could get a loan. As you can tell, I need a loan to give me some boots.
Yeah,
We'll work on that.
I mean, I need a pay raise.
Yeah,
Hey, boss, can I get a little? I mean, I can't even afford a pair of boots. You reckon we could work on that?
those are some on clouds though. It's not like you're wearing Feelers.
No.
Hey, man, why you got a brand name? I mean, they're not a sponsor yet. But if OnCloud, if you're watching, maybe you need to look us up. So
Let's transition over into the commercial side of it, Ty. We've talked about it a little bit in this deal. So how's that thing going? And like, where if you're somebody that hey, you've just been sending your cattle to some sale barn and you gotten pretty decent numbers, and you're hearing, I mean, the values that you guys have been selling at these sales are incredible.
it's really the growth has been crazy. We didn't see this happening. We was hoping it would, but we aligned ourselves with some key people in the industry to help us grow this fast. I mean, we went down and one of our first gets was a company down in the Southeast called Elite Livestock Marketing. Daryl Stokes and Jerry Etheridge and Wesley Grantham, a team of guys that had built a foundation already down there, and we flew out there and visited with them, met with them, and they seen the potential and the possibility of their being able to grow by joining us. And I don't know how much they've grown this year from last year, but it's been quite a bit. They come on board.
Those guys are incredible. I mean, I've gotten, and they're at every one of your sales that I've been to, and all of them.
Yeah.
And they're just excited.
Yeah.
And there's lots of, it's not there's some things I've get around where you've been around some people that have done this for a long time. They're just kind of like going through the motions. Them guys want to own them all. They want to have all the business down there. Yeah.
And I love it. They're so driven, and we've given them the platform so they can take their mind off of the day-to-day functions of a video company to go out there and grow. So I wouldn't doubt if they didn't double their size. They're tapping into Mississippi, Florida. They're expanding their wing just crazy. It's cool to watch them grow, and they're determined to be successful. They're determined to make it work. Then we tied in, we just got back from Ship Shawana here a couple weeks ago, with Jimmy Lambert and the UPI bunch up there. Jimmy is a rep for LiveAg, and the UPI is one of the co-founders of LiveAg, and they have a rep group too. We sell a little over 15,000 cattle up there. That was a great team up with Jimmy. He has a great following up there in that area, Michigan, Indiana, and up through that area. All of them guys want to do business with him, and they really like him. We're going to transition here next week or so to Boise, and that thing could have 25,000 cattle on it, I'm guessing. So excited there with Dennis and that crew out that way. And I know the Elite's going to have quite a bit of cattle on there as well. So this commercial side is really growing. It's really popping. We got people calling every day. Jason said something earlier that really rings true to our vision. We don't want to be the biggest. We want to be the best. So we're really careful on some of the hires we make and some of the people we bring on. We want people that have a good book of business, that'll do it right. We're going to bring on some smaller guys, of course, don't get me wrong, but it's going to have to be the right ones. We're going to bring them underneath some people to sell some cattle first. But the commercial side's exciting. It's growing faster. We've sold over 140,000 cattle year to date, and expect that to grow quite a bit here the next 2 months. So it's pretty cool.
No, it's interesting as I sit here and digest all this stuff. Like, the industry, let's just kind of talk about the industry for a minute from a structure standpoint. The industry's got, call it 700,000 cow-calf producers out there, 750,000, whatever that number may be. Nobody knows it, obviously. But there's lots of fragmentation down there. So then the purebred guys are trying to sell into these 750,000 producers. And then you turn around and you talk to the 750,000 producers that you're trying to get those guys lifted up to a smaller amount of feedlots, or the next tier of it, right? There's another tier that maybe that's numbers, I don't know, say it's stocker pre-con guys, that are, whether that's guys going to grass, going to grow yards, whatever it is. I'm going to say that number's probably more like 10,000 operations like that. Maybe it's 15 or 20,000. And then you get to the most consolidated level, and that's those big corporate feed yards, right? And if you think about it, those big corporate feed yards, they might have little guys sitting in sale barns across the country or whatever, but it's extremely fragmented. So then the what do you call it? The communication chain is much slower. Versus you have somebody that's sitting there buying cattle at a commercial, or one of the big commercial feed yards. They can sit there at their desk and own cattle, and then you guys, and I've talked to Metzger about this quite a bit, they find the trust in your reps, because then they know that when they go to the weigh ups and they go to the deliveries, that things are going to be right and the cattle show up to the feed yard in the right way.
I think you're giving us a perfect segue into some of our next couple of episodes that we're going to do. This is a perfect segue to transition into some of that, to where the next one we're going to talk about that, the relationships between, okay, how do you do this? How do you find LiveAg? How do you find your rep you can trust? Okay, what's their background? How do they find the buyers that they trust? How does this all tie together? So this is kind of a perfect segue to kind of close up this segment and to promote the next one on. Okay, next episode we are going to talk through that, Casey. We're going to talk through, okay, what's the best way to find your rep? Okay, what do I need to look at in the rep? And then, okay, what's the rep going to tell me when I get there? How do I fill the contracts out? And what are they going to suggest to me on string slides and all this stuff, weight stops and so forth. So I think as we end up this episode and finally thank Jason for finally coming out of his closet and being on here with us. And he says he's never been invited, but it took me 2 months to get him to do the RFD interview, and then he fought all that every time.
No, because Ty said do it for me one time, then it was do it every time.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, I knew what I was doing. I was getting out of it, but it was good. I mean, main thing I want everybody to understand how this deal is how we complement each other.
Yep.
It's a great team. We have a great team under us that are second to none. We can't do this on our own. We're not smart enough. We got a great marketing team. We got a great IT team. We got a great production team. We got a great sales staff. We got a great office staff. I mean, it's just the whole dynamic of people we have under us are why we're being so successful so fast. We had a lot of naysayers when we started doing this. We had a lot of people that said we wouldn't be successful. And when we still have a long ways to go. And for those out there, here we come. We're going to do it. So we've already made our mind up. We got the guys that are behind us. They really believe in us. TFC, UPI, the CEOs of them two companies are unbelievable, God-fearing men, and they trust us. They believe us, and they want to give us every tool we need to be successful. So we're super excited about that. The people we work for, all of them, they're just such great people, such a great team that's behind us, and they're going to give us everything we need to be successful. So for all the guys and the naysayers out there, we're coming, and we're going to be here for a while.
No, I think you've proven that. I mean, it's a testament to what you guys have done and pushed hard and got there. And I mean, there's probably some sleepless nights and probably some anxiety at the beginning, but now you kind of gotten over the hump. If you will.
Man, the roller coaster of emotions at the beginning of this deal was crazy. My wife was like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "No." I walk in the house, and anyway, I walked inside one day and it had been a bad day, and I walk in there and I'd been gone about 2 or 3 days, and finally get back home and walk in, and the first person that's standing there is my daughter. And I'm going to start crying, just telling a story about it. And she comes up to me. She can see it in me. She can just tell that I'm just
bound up.
She comes and hugs me. And I can't turn loose. I get choked up. And she just says, "Dad, we're proud of you and we love you." And that right there is what keeps you going.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely,
man. No, you and I've been in different positions like that where you're like, man, I don't know, and you got like this, and I talk to my team about it all the time when if we're right the market or wrong the market, we feel like you're going to lose every customer, you're not going to succeed, and then what it's all about really, and Ty, you talked about this a lot, we try to focus on our families a lot.
Dang right.
And we do these stock shows, which for some people probably think are crazy to go to, but man, I just spent the last 5 days with my 3 daughters, just me and those 3 in Illinois, showing pigs at the National Junior Show, and there's nothing I'd rather do, because again, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
So this is all a means to be able to do that. Well, if you're keeping all that stuff at home, like as far as like if that's your priority, you ain't gonna let that little girl down.
No,
right. So then what's next? You can't let your customer down. If you don't let your customer down, the business thrives.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
So as long as I call it paranoia, I don't know, or fear of failure or whatever it is. I know you got it. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, there's definitely a few times where Ty and I said, "Hell, we really going to do this?"
But it goes back to what we talked about at the beginning of this thing. It's easy to stay where you're at.
Yeah, it is. We were comfortable.
Then you got it. You don't think not just our families. You got a team under you that trust you, that are like, you're asking them to change their whole, uproot their whole life and come trust us. And then you're like
staring in the bathroom mirror in the morning going,
can't fail now.
All of this is about to go crumbling down.
Well, I can't let it go. I mean, it makes you think, how can I improve myself? And we're going to make mistakes. I mean, Ty and I have already made plenty of them doing this. I mean, that's going to happen, and we're going to have growing pains, but trying to improve ourselves as leaders, get more knowledgeable about the industry, just trying to learn more and do better than we did the day before. I mean, that's got me motivated to keep going right now.
Yeah. So.
No, absolutely.
But that's kind of going into the next episode. Y'all tune in to the next one. We're gonna visit more about the LiveAg and the LiveAg process. Why I choose LiveAg. Yeah, I don't know. She's trying to tell me something. She always does this and gets me all off.
Hey, that's my cue to go now, right?
No, it's not your cue to go, but I think she said turn it over to Casey, and Casey's going to kind of close us out here.
Yeah, so, I mean, thanks for joining another episode of We Live It podcast. I mean, we're super excited that Jason was finally able to take some time out of his busy schedule to get in here. It's nice to watch you guys interact with each other. I think it's awesome. But again, thanks for joining. Like and subscribe, forward this thing on. If you will, share it around. And if you have any interest in being on this podcast, holler at us. Katie Holdner is the one that manages all of that stuff. But again, thanks for joining.